Welcome to the Historic Horror Zones. Make sure to subscribe and give a like so you can always enjoy our latest videos on history. Photographers prepare for nuclear tests at Bikini Atoll in 1946. The United States carried out atomic bomb tests at Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean. Photographers stood with heavy cameras, ready to capture the event. When the bomb exploded, huge clouds of fire and smoke rose high into the sky. Many ships were destroyed in seconds as the sea shook with power. These photographs became famous as the first real images of nuclear destruction. German woman expelled from her community during World War II. The Nazi government punished people in cruel ways. One German woman was forced to carry a sign that said she was expelled from her community. Her only crime was a relationship with a Polish man, which was strictly forbidden by the laws at that time. Crowds watched her as she stood in shame. Pictures showed how private life and love were controlled by fear. The destroyed automobile after an explosion in 1920. A strong explosion destroyed part of a busy street. Buildings were damaged, windows were broken, and vehicles were crushed. A photograph showed one automobile lying twisted and broken at the site. The car became a symbol of the sudden violence of the day. For many people, it was a reminder that danger could come without warning. An exhausted Marine in a Vietnam church. In 1967, a tired Marine sat inside a church in Vietnam. The church was no longer a place for prayer, but had been turned into a hospital for the wounded. Soldiers lay on the ground waiting for medical help. The Marine leaned against the wall, his face full of exhaustion. The scene captured the human cost of war more than any words could describe. The abandonment of us. Yorktown at Midway. The Battle of Midway in 1942 was one of the turning points of World War II. The USS Yorktown was attacked again and again by Japanese planes. Fires spread across the ship, and it began to sink. The captain ordered the crew to abandon the ship to save their lives. Though the Yorktown was lost, the battle ended with an important victory for the Allies. The Nuremberg trial's defendants. In 1946, after the war had ended, leaders of Nazi Germany faced justice in Nuremberg, Germany. They were accused of terrible crimes, including genocide and war crimes. The courtroom was filled with judges, lawyers, and reporters from all over the world. For the first time in history, world leaders were put on trial for crimes against humanity. The Nuremberg trials showed that justice could reach even the most powerful New Yorkers. On the night of JFK's assassination, on November 22, 1963, news spread that President John F. Kennedy had been assassinated in Dallas. In New York City, people stood in the streets in shock. Some wept openly, while others stared in silence. The usual busy noise of the city turned quiet as everyone tried to process the tragedy. It was a night when the whole nation felt the same grief. A reindeer watching air raids over Russia in 1941. During Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union, the skies were filled with planes. Bombs fell on towns, fields, and forests as part of Operation Barbarossa. In one strange photo, a reindeer looked up at the sky while the attack continued. The calm animal stood against the background of destruction. It showed a haunting mix of nature's innocence and the violence of war. Marilyn Monroe performs for soldiers in Korea in 1954. Actress Marilyn Monroe traveled to Korea to perform for American soldiers. She stood on stage wearing a bright smile as thousands of men cheered. For a few moments, the soldiers forgot about war and felt happiness. Her voice and charm lifted their spirits in a difficult time. The performance became one of the most unforgettable moments of her career. The first aerial photograph of Stonehenge in 1906. A photographer named Philip Henry Sharp used a gas balloon to take a picture of Stonehenge from the air. For the first time, people could see the entire stone circle and its surroundings from above. The photo revealed the full design of the monument in a way never seen before. It gave scientists and historians new ideas about the purpose of the stones. This simple picture opened a new chapter in the study of ancient history. The balloon. Defense over London in 1915. During World War I, London used a strange defense system in the sky. Huge balloons were tied with steel cables and floated above the city. These balloons made it harder for enemy planes to fly low and attack. The sight of the balloons hanging over London became a symbol of protection in dangerous times. The electric chair in Chicago jail in 1927. The Cook County Jail in Chicago displayed an electric chair. At that time, it was considered a modern way of execution. Many people visited the jail to see the machine with curiosity and fear. Today it reminds us of how justice and punishment looked very different in the past. Autopolo in Coney Island in 1910, people in New York saw a new and dangerous sport called autopolo. Instead of horses, players rode small cars and tried to hit a ball with long mallets. The game was exciting, but very risky, as crashes happened often. Autopolo quickly became a strange but unforgettable part of early American entertainment. Tank cruise in Italy in 1944. During the battles in Italy, Sherman tanks often got stuck in mud and rubble. Tank crews worked hard to free them under the threat of enemy fire. It showed how war was not only about fighting, but also about survival and teamwork. These moments of struggle gave a human face to the massive war machines. The Red Baron. In 1917, a German pilot named Manfred von Richthofen became famous during World War I. He was called the Red Baron because of his bright red plane. With more than 80 victories, he was feared by enemies and celebrated by his country. Even today, his name is remembered as one of the most legendary pilots in history. The wanted poster of John Wilkes Booth in 1865, after President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. The United States quickly spread wanted posters. John Wilkes Booth, the man responsible, became the most hunted criminal in the country. The poster promised a reward for his capture. It became a powerful piece of history, showing the nation's anger and grief. Einstein plays the violin in 1941. Albert Einstein was photographed playing his violin in the United States. Known worldwide for his genius in physics, few people realized how much he loved music. Playing the violin gave him peace and joy in difficult times. This softer side of Einstein showed that even great minds need simple pleasures. Thor Heyerdahl's Pacific Voyage in 1947. Norwegian explorer Thor Heyerdahl built a raft using old-style materials. He wanted to prove that ancient people could sail across oceans. Starting from Peru, he crossed the Pacific Ocean in 101 days. His success showed the strength of human courage and curiosity. Coronation of Tsar Nicholas II in 1896. Moscow held a grand ceremony for Tsar Nicholas II. Inside the Kremlin's cathedral, the Russian ruler was crowned with great luxury and tradition. Outside, thousands gathered to watch the event. It became one of the last great celebrations of the Russian Empire before its fall. The Old Penn Station in New York. From 1910 until 1963, Penn Station in New York City stood as a masterpiece of architecture. Built with giant arches and marble halls, it amazed everyone who entered. When it was demolished in the 1960s, people mourned the loss of such beauty. The memory of the old station still lives on in photographs and stories. The motor mule Ma. In 1910, an unusual invention called the motor mule was photographed. A real mule was fitted with an engine to combine animal power with machine power. The idea was creative but strange, and it never became successful. Still, it showed how people were experimenting with new technology in the early 20th century. Expansion of Hollywood in 1926. An aerial photo showed Hollywood growing into a busy city. Studios, houses, and streets were spreading fast. This growth helped transform Hollywood into the center of the film industry. What started as a small neighborhood soon became the world's capital of movies. Judy Garland as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz in 1939. Judy Garland was photographed in costume as Dorothy Gale for The Wizard of Oz. The movie later became one of the most loved films in history. This test picture showed a young actress preparing for the role that would make her famous worldwide. Sean Connery as James Bond in 1963. Sean Connery posed during his time playing James Bond. He starred in From Russia with Love, the second Bond movie. Connery's charm and style made him the face of the famous spy for years. His photo captured the height of his career. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like to support our work and share your thoughts in the comments.